going to explain the optimal way to break your fast. Just imagine your body's been craving calories, craving nutrients throughout the day. The first thing you want to do is break your fast with water. Not only do you need it for hydration, but you really want to minimize the urge for overeating. And so it's very important to put the right nutrients in upon breaking the fast. So the best way is through good quality fats. In fact, the brain after the age of 20, mid-20s, is seeking fuel from ketones and not glucose. So fats is the best way to deliver the ketones for good brain health. Anything that's fatty in your body needs good quality fats. That's your cell membrane, that's your nerves, that's your brain. Here we have almonds. It's a wonderful nutrient that has fiber and protein and minerals. Next, we have pecans. Again, very similar. They all seem to be high in mineral, and the most important thing, the wonderful quality of fats. These fats are your fuel source. Instead of giving the body just glucose, which can sometimes make your body inflamed, the fats are a great source of fuel in the form of ketones, and your brain will positively love that as you get a little older, beyond the age of 30. Here we have, say, for people who are allergic to nuts, all types of seeds. This is pumpkin seeds, again, high in minerals and fats. So this is a wonderful, colorful, if you look at the green, you can imagine that it's full of antioxidants as well. Sunflower seeds as well here. So this is, again, an alternative. Now, some people, if they're allergic to nuts, they can also be allergic to certain seeds. And so if that's the case, you just have to substitute accordingly. Here we have pumpkin seeds, high in magnesium, high in fiber. And so these are not only good snacks, but what I like to do is I like to mix it. So with my nuts, I like to have my date. So with the date, what happens is that instead of the sugar rushing into your body, the protein and the fats slow down the absorption of the sugars in the dates. Granted, this is not refined, so it's much more superior, but each date is equivalent to 2 spoons of sugar. So refined sugar, obviously not so good, and refined sugar will make your blood sugars shoot up. With the date, you have to be careful for, if you're a diabetic, that it is still equivalent to 2 spoons of sugar, but not refined. And secondly, if you were to do the way I said, which is have your fats and your proteins beforehand, then you won't get a sugar spike. And also, dates is high in magnesium. Dates are high in minerals, and dates have a lot of fiber in them as well. And here we have a pre-made cashew cluster. It has cashews, it has almonds, but it's wrapped around in a glaze of honey. So again, a natural form of sugar, not a huge amount because it's spread over nice and evenly. So I believe that even for a diabetic, if they're careful, they could have this, but for young people, this would be a wonderful, wonderful snack. Now, what we don't sometimes understand is that some of the regular foods that we take for granted, they are high in fat. So an egg is high quality protein, the white, of course, and if you get organic eggs, then the yolk is full of omega-3. That's your good fat. Now, that yolk, you want to eat the yolk. If you eat good fat in moderation, you don't have to worry about the myth that fat is all bad. Basically, if you really want to know which fats are bad, it's the fat that is oxidized. So animal fats that are produced in a less than optimal manner, they're basically oxidized fat. Hence, that's the bad fat. Now, if you have the fats from the nuts I just described and the fat from the yolk, that's actually good for you. And look at the avocado. Amazing. About 20 years ago, they would explain that an avocado had more fat than a bowl of ice cream, implicating that maybe the ice cream is healthier for you, but no such thing. This is a natural form, high in monounsaturated, good fat, and I keep repeating, the fats will satisfy you. They will rush into your body and supply the key organs in your body. Now, let me just tell you one of the ways to make these very interesting. Now, of course, guacamole everybody knows about, but if you were to dice some avocado with a hint of lemon juice, followed by cilantro, you'll find that it's a very refreshing, energizing, light salad, yet heavy on the stomach from the fats, so it's satisfying. So going back to the egg is high in fat and protein, but instead of just having a boiled egg with salt and pepper, you could make a potato salad out of it, or an egg salad out of it. So an idea is that incorporate it into the kind of a dish that makes sense for you. So I would say an egg salad would be a phenomenal thing. And in terms of fruits, a lot of people will ask me which are the fruits that I can have. Whether you're diabetic or not, having fruits that are high in glycemic index means the sugars will go up. Sugars may be inflammatory, so as you get older and you have other medical problems, inflammation is a big deal. Even for children, when you give things which are very high in sugar, then the good bacteria in the gut don't like that environment. And the fungus that's in the gut will multiply. And so you'll see associations between children having a very refined, sugary diet and little things like dandruff and the coating on the tongue. And so these are little, but in the long run, they'll add up to create a lot of problems. So here, what I have is a selection of fruits, just to give you an idea that berries like blueberries and or raspberries and blackberries, and including blueberries, they're high in fiber, they're high in antioxidants, and the glycemic index is not so high, like strawberries. But in the middle, I put down pineapples. So pineapples, grapes, mangoes, these are very high in glycemic index. So it's very important that we start off with the protein combination and the fat combination, whether it's the nut clusters, whether it's the egg salad or the egg and potato, whether it's the avocado and avocado salad. Important thing is that if you start the fats and the proteins, then no matter what fruits you have or sugars, the glycemic index is blunted. That means you get a nice steady rise, and these are definitely necessary, but you have to be careful with the sugar intake. And so additional fruits which are low in glycemic are apples, particularly the green apple, and pears. These are, again, the green pear would be low in glycemic. Oranges would be on the high end, grapes would be on the high end. That's how I would break my fast. So after breaking the fast, you really want to give yourself a little break to send the messages to your brain to say you're satisfied. And time is very, very important. So what I like to do is relax with a nice cup of tea or coffee and just take that 5 minutes to relax. At which point I will then have my dinner, and that usually incorporates whole foods in the form of either stir fry or slow crock pot or stew. Stir fry is a combination of multiple vegetables with proteins like chicken or shrimp. And with my crock pot, the base might be beef or chicken, or basically just the stock followed by my root vegetables and a combination of a diverse range of beans.